Mahabharata, Part 1, Chapter 28. Kuvera offended. At Bharata, Yudhishthir suddenly noticed the appearance of fearful omens. A violent wind blew up, lashing sand and pebbles into the Pandavas' faces. Meteors fell from the sky, and the sun became obscured by darkness. The earth trembled, dust fell in showers, and explosions could be heard in the sky. All around them, the Pandava brothers could hear the shrieks of birds and beasts. Yudhishthir looked all around. Where was Bheema? Had his brother gone off on some adventure? These omens obviously indicated that something powerful was occurring somewhere. Not seeing Bheema anywhere, Yudhishthir feared that Bheema might be the cause of these portents. He spoke anxiously to his brothers. "O invincible ones, arm yourselves, for it seems that the time for us to display our prowess has finally arrived. O Draupadi, do you know where Bheema is? Is he intent on performing some terrible act, or has he already achieved a tremendous feat? These omens clearly indicate some kind of battle." "O hero, O king, this very morning I presented to you a golden lotus, and so I requested Bheema to fetch more of those flowers, and at once he left for the higher reaches of this mountain." Yudhishthir could immediately understand that Bheema had disturbed the Celestials by attempting to take the lotuses from them. Yudhishthir went quickly to Ghatotkacha and said, "O Sky Ranger, you are like a celestial in your prowess and ability, but now we need your help. For it seems my younger brother, your father, has gone upward to the regions of the gods. By his own power, Vayu's son can leap into the sky and come down at will. He moves with the speed of the wind and has left to find celestial lotus flowers. Can you please carry us to the place where they grow, so that I may see what Bheema has done?" Ghatotkacha replied in the affirmative, and he and his followers carried the Pandavas, Draupadi, and all the Brahmanas to Saugandika. Ghatotkacha had already been there a number of times, and so he knew the way very well. And as they descended to the ground near the lake, they saw Bheema standing on the shore holding his mace. At a distance, they saw the large-eyed Krodavashas watching him, and there were a number of them lying on the ground and in the water with their heads and limbs smashed. Yudhishthir was shocked. He went over to Bheema and embraced him, but then he said, "O son of Kunti, what have you done? Now be blessed. But if you wish to do me good, then you should never again be so rash as to offend the Celestials." Upon seeing Yudhishthir, the Yaksha guards folded their palms and bowed their heads in humility. Yudhishthir apologized for his brother's acts and consoled them with gentle words. Looking around at the beauty of the region, Yudhishthir desired to remain there for some time with his brothers and Draupadi. He asked the guards to request permission from Kuvera for them to stay. Hearing that Pandu's sons had come, Kuvera was most pleased, and he gave his assent. Thus, Yudhishthir and his party remained for some time on the high slopes of the Gandhamadana mountain, enjoying the heavenly atmosphere. After a few days, Yudhishthir desired to see Kuvera in person. Sitting by the lakeside one morning, he told Bheema, "O my brother, we have seen all the holy places with Lomasha and the other Brahmanas. So now, let us see that most holy of places, the abode of Kuvera, which is always frequented by siddhas and rishis. Can you think of some way by which we can enter that heavenly region?" And just as Yudhishthir finished speaking, a celestial voice resounded in the sky. "O king, you will not be able to go to the inaccessible abode of Vaishravana by this way. Go back to Badarika Ashram. From that place, you will go to the hermitage of Vrishaparva, and then to the hermitage of Ashtashena. From there, you will see Kuvera's abode." And as the divine voice was speaking, a cool, fragrant breeze blew down a shower of flowers. Domya then said, "This order of the gods cannot be ignored, so we should immediately leave this place." Mahabharata, first part, chapter 28. Kuvera offended, continued. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. During the last few weeks before Arjuna's return, the Pandavas spent their time in the company of rishis, but Bheema often roved about the mountain with Gatotkacha. One day, while those two heroes were absent, a powerful Rakshasa appeared at Badarika Ashram. This demon had actually been there all along, having assumed the form of a Brahmana and living unrecognized by the Pandava brothers. He wanted to steal Draupadi. Now, seeing his chance, he manifested his monstrous form, grabbed Yudhishthir and the twins in one arm, and Draupadi in the other. He also seized the Pandavas' weapons. Then he rushed into the forest. Sahadev managed to extricate himself and snatch his sword, known as Kaushika. Then he chased the demon while loudly calling for Bheema. Yudhishthir reprimanded the Rakshasa. "Oh, you fool! Virtue decreases in you, and yet you care for nothing. What good result do you hope to attain by this vile behavior of yours? In this material world, the celestials, pitris, siddhas, animals, and even the worms and ants depend upon men for life. Even your race depends upon men." Yudhishthir tried to instruct the Rakshasa about the interdependence of all beings. By sacrifice and religious performances, mankind satisfied the gods and the Supreme Lord, who then, in turn, supplied them and all creatures their necessities. So if men suffered and were unable to practice religion, then everyone would be affected. Yudhishthir warned him, "O you wretch, as you have shown ingratitude for our having maintained you for so long, and as you are now trying to steal our very wife, Surely you will meet with destruction. Then the Rakshasa felt Yudhishthir becoming unbearably heavy. He was forced to slow down his pace. Then Sahadev was able to catch up to him, and Yudhishthir called out, "Oh, brother, do not be afraid of this Rakshasa. I have checked his speed, and I sense that Bheema is not far away." Sahadev stood before the Rakshasa and said, "Stay and fight. Only after killing me can you carry this lady away into the forest. Otherwise you will die. I am the son of Pandu, known as Sahadev, and I am here to punish you." And as Sahadev brandished his sword, Bheema arrived wielding his mace. Seeing his brothers and Draupadi within the grip of the Rakshasa, Bhimasena blazed with fury and roared out, "Oh, you sinful devil! I found you out long ago when I saw you scrutinizing our weapons. But as I apprehended no fear from you, and as at that time you were disguised as a Brahmana, I took no action against you. And one who kills such a person, living as a guest, even if he knows him to be an enemy, that person goes to hell. Nor could you be killed before your time actually arrived. But today you have touched the sinless Draupadi, and thus you have destroyed your life duration. You have swallowed the hook fastened to the line of fate, and like the fish, you will meet your destruction. Go now to where Hidimba and Baka have already gone." The Rakshasa became alarmed and let Draupadi and her husbands go. His lips trembled in anger as he rebuked Bheema. "No, it is you who are sinful. I know of your having slain those Rakshasas, so today I will offer them oblations of your blood. Now, come and fight. I am waiting for you." And without saying anything more, Bheema rushed towards the demon. Seeing him unarmed, Bheema put down his mace and took hold of the Rakshasa with his bare hands. The demon met him just like the Asura Vritra met Indra. And as they fought in fury, the earth vibrated with their heavy steps. The twins came forward to help, but Bheema checked them. "I am more than a match for this demon, and by my religious merit, my sacrifices, and by my brothers, I swear today that I shall kill this Rakshasa." The battle between Bheema and the Rakshasa raged on. They tossed each other about and aimed terrific blows at one another. Their colliding fists sounded like thunderclaps. As they rolled about, locked in combat, they broke down gigantic trees. They then lifted those trees and fought with them. The air was filled with fragments of wood as the trees were smashed to pieces. And when the entire area was denuded of trees, they fought with rocks and boulders. Without a moment's pause, the two fought intensely, each seeking the other's death. They appeared like a mountain and a mass of clouds coming together. As they hurled boulders at one another, it seemed as if meteors were falling from the heavens. Even though repeatedly struck on the head and body by the rocks, neither of the fighters flinched. They wrestled like a pair of infuriated elephants, gnashing their teeth and roaring. The dreadful fight lasted for almost 30 minutes. Finally, Bhimasena raised his fist, which resembled a five-hooded serpent, and dealt the Rakshasa a terrible blow on his neck. The Rakshasa fainted, and Bheema caught hold of him as he fell down. He raised the Rakshasa up with his two mighty arms and dashed him to the ground. Bheema pounded his fallen foe into a lifeless lump of flesh. With his bare hands, Bheema tore off the demon's head and threw it aside. That blood-smeared head, with wide-open eyes and clenched teeth and lips, rolled away like a huge jackfruit. Spattered with the demon's blood, Bheema came to Yudhishthir and bowed before him with folded hands. Yudhishthir and his brothers praised Bheema just as the Maruts praise Indradev in heaven. Then the brothers returned to the ashram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.